Unsmurfable smile. What? No, more like Smurfable smile. Oh my god, this episode from the Smurfs for 2021 sucks. This episode starts blue and yellow painter Smurf are again fighting over which color they should paint the roof of a Smurf house when Smurfette, smiling brightly, suggests that they should paint it green. The two Smurfs look at Smurfette smiling, and they both agree. Smurfette slides down the ladder and shows Blossom a book she was reading from, Smile Your Way to Pure Smurfiness, saying that the power of the smile has prevailed. Blossom is so impressed, she decides to give it a try with Grouchy, who is sitting alone on a bench. However, Grouchy proves to be difficult to get to smile, saying, "Me, I don't like smiling." Blossom asks if there's anything that he likes, and Grouchy says nope. Smurfette catches him with a trick question, asking if he likes anything he doesn't like, and he says yes, thus catching him by saying that he dislikes something. Grouchy gets up and leaves, saying, "Me, I don't like trick questions." Smurfette and Blossom watch as Grouchy leave, with Smurfette saying it's not easy to make Grouchy smile, so she turns to Papa Smurf to find out how. Papa Smurf says Grouchy has been the way he is since he has been bit by the BZZ fly. Smurfette says that if Grouchy sees them having fun, then he would smile too. Just then, Handy and Hefty join together with Smurfette and Papa Smurf, apparently packed for a camping trip, saying they're coming along to help. Smurfette shows them her small handbag, saying that she is all set, when Blossom shows up with an overloaded backpack, saying that this is what being prepared is really like. Handy says that he bets that Grouchy won't smile, to which Hefty says he will take that bet. They knock on Grouchy's door, saying that they are going camping together. Grouchy says that he doesn't like camping and tries to close the door, but Papa Smurf enters, saying that he's ordering Grouchy to go, to which Grouchy says, "Me, I don't like," before Papa Smurf completes it with, "I don't like orders." Yeah, and Hefty is carrying Grouchy high above his head against Grouchy's wishes. And so, the six Smurfs hike through the forest, singing songs, with Grouchy adding his own lyrics, crossing over a river on a log, which Grouchy falls off, laying back and watching a flock of storks pass by, with Grouchy getting pooped upon, knocking down some apples from a tree, as well as a bird's nest on top of Grouchy, and dealing with a bear passing by, with Grouchy getting underfoot. By nightfall, they all set camp around a fire toasting marshmallows and telling stories to each other, playing card guessing games, and playing music together while Grouchy just sits with his arms folded, muttering what he doesn't like. Blossom sighs and says that their efforts aren't working, but Smurfette tells her to be patient, for Grouchy will eventually smile. By morning, the Smurfs are crossing over a ravine with a zipline attached between two trees, with Smurfette enjoying the feeling of whizzing across on a zipline. The only Smurf left to cross over is Grouchy, who says, "Me, I don't like ziplining," but Grouchy bravely steps forward and with a stick zip across the line, feeling fearful at first, but then enjoying the sensation and even breaking out with a smile until his stick starts to smolder with the friction of the rope, and then he starts to yell until he reaches the other side, crashing into a tree. Blossom thinks Grouchy has died and starts to weep, more like shaking. But Grouchy wakes up, showing that he is still alive, though after he gets up, he finds that his leg is hurting. Papa Smurf realizes at that point that the hike is over, but now they have a new problem: how to bring Grouchy back to the village. Hefty suggests that he could carry him over on the zipline, but as he demonstrates by trying to carry Blossom's pack across, the line breaks, and that leaves the Smurfs stranded on the other side. Handy decides to build a stretcher for Grouchy to ride upon, and so the five Smurfs prepare themselves to descend down into the ravine, which Papa Smurf sees is a long drop. He tells his little Smurfs to be careful and to walk down slowly, but as they start off, Hefty trips over a rock, and then they all start to descend rather quickly until they are riding the stretcher all the way down to the bottom, where they crash land from a far drop. Grouchy, however, is now hanging from a tree branch while still strapped to the stretcher, saying, "Me, I don't like hanging around." With all six Smurfs at the bottom of the ravine, they now face the new problem of getting back up to the other side. Handy finds a board and puts it on top of the rock, saying that they could use it as a seesaw to get themselves out of there. Hefty tries to launch Grouchy by landing on the seesaw's empty side, but instead is catapulted into a rock wall. Hefty tries again with both Smurfette and Blossom jumping together, but that breaks the board in half. Papa Smurf joins the three in a third attempt to launch Grouchy, which succeeds in launching him barely high enough to reach the top, only to land on top of Handy. They try with a few more tries, but Grouchy still doesn't reach the necessary height to reach the top, and Handy gets catapulted instead on a fourth try. With the Smurfs getting all bruised up in their failed attempts, more like with the Smurfs getting some to heal them up in their failed attempts, Hefty tries again by using a big boulder, and this time it launches Grouchy high into the air, so high that he clears the clouds and sees the sun, and it gives him a moment of joy that brings forth a smile on his face. Smurfette and Blossom also join Grouchy at that height and see the smile on Grouchy's face, seeing that they succeeded, but soon they find themselves falling again, this time sliding down the tree and landing on top of the other side of the ravine. Papa Smurf, Handy, and Hefty also join the other three Smurfs as they land in the same place as well, with Papa saying, "Me, I'm starting to get smurfed of camping." Smurfette and Blossom tell Grouchy that they noticed him smiling, but Grouchy denies it, saying that he doesn't like smiling. As Hefty wonders who won the bet, with Handy not wanting to talk about it, the five Smurfs proceed to carry Grouchy back to the village, with Blossom saying that she's going to tell everyone that she saw Grouchy smiling. And that's how the episode is. Oh my fucking god. This is the stupidest episodes ever. Anyways, do you know who likes this episode? Jack Joyner. He thinks that this episode is such a good episode of the Smurfs for 2021. It's probably the best one in the entire series, but I can handle his opinion on it. And do you know who hates this episode? Me. I found this episode to be so stupid. So screw Unsmurfable Smile. And screw Smurfy Daycare, aka my #1 least favorite episodes of all time. Anyways, Smurfoo is 2,217,037,943 times better than Unsmurfable Smile. End of rant.